I I was a kid, I was just a little kid like my kid is, and I didn't get that, like, how sad I am for my inner child and maybe how angry and resentful I am towards my parents. As much as it's true in some cases, most cases, they did the best they could with what they had at the time. Sometimes their best not good enough at all, and sometimes their best was garbage. Like, it's not discounting the effort. I see that it was the best they could give, but their best was so limited. I still came out of childhood with scars. I still came out with childhood emotional neglect because in society, we didn't praise or prize or even talk about emotions at all. Shove them down, trash compact it, rub some dirt in it. I'll give you something to cry about, right? Like, again, what they heard from previous
Sure,
generations
sure.
leads to parents who do not have emotional maturity, therefore cannot be strong emotional leaders of the household. They tantrum when the child tantrums. The child ends up being parentified or adultified in regular terms. I felt like a grown up way too young, and I had to caretake for my parents' emotional needs and walk on eggshells and not upset them and figure out what mood they were in before I could decide what mood I was in. That is dysfunctional. And that's what we're coming out of now in millennial generation parenting is not just gentle parenting. Gentle parenting gets a bad rap because people think it means permissive, no boundaries. Gentle parenting is I can be really upset or scared or concerned for your safety and not change my tone and still care for you and love you and like you all in the same vein and not lose my cool. That's me as an adult having to regulate myself and getting down on eye level. And one of the pieces that you mentioned that you found interesting or curious in what I wrote is the misattunement word. Attunement is not a word that we often think of in regular everyday life. As a therapist, we swim in it all the time. Attunement is, can I anticipate or decipher and figure out when you're having a want or a need? Can I give that to you? Can I help you understand what your big feelings are about? Can I be there for you? Can I see that you need a hug? Can I see that you need some quality time with me today? And if I have to go to work, validate, I know mommy's sad that she has to go to work too. And when I get home, we'll do this, right? That wasn't really talked about. It is in, again, the therapeutic world, but it's not talked about in general everyday parenting. Attunement is everything. Being attached securely to your children and being there for them when they have every single want and need, especially from 0 to 3, sets your kid up that if they know they can depend on you at that time, the research actually shows they end up needing you or being less dependent on you in that like draining way, less because you're setting them up for success. I'll always be here for you no matter what. You fly the nest and you come back to me versus stop doing this. I don't need you. Stop needing me. This is frustrating and annoying. Basically, being bothered by having to raise young children and have them depend on you. Spoiler alert, because it pushes on your own dependency needs that never got met. When you struggle with young children or any children of any age, what they're doing is mirroring to you what you might not have received. That's why it's so tough to attune to your child when you were misattuned to, because again, there's that missing link.